Hey Motive Nation, Nick Pahr here with you again at Lucky Strike Grand Rapids, introducing the new Supra Sport. This is a solid Supra, which we've never done before. It has the Leverage MFS cover stock that is originally found on the Black Venom, wrapped around the quad fire that we've used in the last couple Supras. So obviously, as the name states, this is a Supra Sport. And it's intended for sport conditions or tougher conditions that you really need to control the lane. So it's a really good, smooth, controllable ball, really round, very user-friendly as far as drilling layouts and surface adjustments. It does come 4,000 out of box, but for speed-dominant bowlers, you're going to be able to hit this with surface and notice that it's not too early and forcing you too far left because it has a higher RG compared to some other solids in the line, such as like a Venom Shock that's in that same category, but this is a much higher RG and a little bit more diff too. So the idea behind this ball is to have a symmetric version of the ever-popular Black Venom. So we've taken that exact same cover, changed the colors a little bit, changed the core to a little bit higher RG in order to give you a little bit more push, whereas that Black Venom has an ASIM core that's a little bit earlier with a lower RG and about similar overall total diff. This is a much higher RG, so it's going to push down the lane before changing directions, but that cover is going to adhere to the lane and pick up in the oil without being too early or forcing you too far left. All right, so as always, the first one you're going to see me throw today is my typical tester layout. This is 55 by 5.5 by 35. This is one that is going to allow me to be a little bit further in the oil and know that I'm going to have a really smooth, controllable motion that's going to pick up in the mid lane, but not ever stop down lane. It's just going to be a really round, continuous motion. I think that this is going to be great on the fresh if I need something that I can stay close to the friction and have a little bit of push to my left in the oil and still see a really controllable shape. And the second Supra Sport you're going to see me throw today is my typical pin down layout. This is 45 by 5 3/4 by 65. And I'm really going to like this one depending on the length of the pattern at either staying up against the friction with shallower angles and knowing that it's going to get through all the dirt that is out there and it's not going to try to pick up too early and do anything too erratic down lane. Or if there's a lot more friction and it's a little bit shorter, I can throw this at the friction from further left and know that it's not going to be sideways down lane and just give me a really controllable shape off the end of the pattern. Comparing the Supra Sport to the Lethal Venom, you'll see that the Lethal is a little bit earlier and a little bit more overall hook, but in a similar slow motion, just because that has a asymmetrical gear core and it's a much lower RG with more surface out of the box. So with that being an ASIM, I'm going to get forced further left at a time to where that ball is going to stop getting through the pins properly, and then I'll be able to throw my Supra Sport. Pairing the Supra Sport to the Black Venom, obviously they have the same cover and the same finish. So the only thing that we're changing there is the core. So going from a Black Venom that has an asymmetrical gear core again, with a cleaner version, a cleaner overall cover compared to a Lethal, you're going to see that I get more length, even though I have an earlier core revving up, but a little bit more down lane motion compared to, say, a Supra Sport. So the Supra is going to be right in between that Black Venom and the Lethal and give me a really round, smooth, controllable motion. And comparing the Supra Sport to the Supra Clutch, you'll notice that the Supra Clutch is much further down lane. The Supra Clutch is going to allow me to throw it at the friction and see it jump a little bit harder. So when I really need to get it through the fronts, I'm going to use the Supra Clutch. But if I know I have oil up front and I just need to control the back end motion, I'm going to definitely be in the Supra Sport. There we go.